Hello, folks. Good morning. Welcome to this new episode of Daily Stock Market Analysis with Techie Investor. Today's date is May 17, 2021. Uh, Before we get started, I just wanted to go quickly through the disclaimer. All the information presented in this video is for information purpose only. However, the viewer can use this information for his investment buy and sell decisions. However, he is solely responsible for his investment decision. So, having said taken care of the disclaimer, let's take a look at the market. So let's take a look at SPY and QQQ, how they are acting in the pre-market. If you look at SPY, I know there's a lot of lines here, like flat lines and pitchforks and everything. But one thing to note is there's a very strong flat line at $417.50. And it has gone up pretty much fast last week. In the last 3 days, it has gone from a low of 412. It has gone from a low of 412. 404, and it has gone to the high of 416.93. So will it move fast? I'm not sure about that, but there is a possibility. There are a couple of things that we need to notice. The first thing is the cloud is still bullish. That means the lead span A is above lead span B. And if you see the lagging span is still bullish, but very barely. So, but I still feel the market has not fallen 90 degrees from a high of 422.74. The last week it went from a high of 420.72 to a high of to a low of 411.67, and then it went back to 422.74, and it came back. So I strongly feel that it has a move to $396.21, and that might happen in the next few weeks. I mean, maybe in a week or two max. Once we touch that, we might see a bullish move. Hopefully, the lagging span still stays above. If not, then we'll see the move. So, but definitely expect SPY to hit 423 and above, but it definitely has time. The second one is the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. If you look at NASDAQ, the NASDAQ is again the two things to note is uh, the cloud is very bullish, and also, but if you notice the lagging span is below the price in the 26 plots. So now what we are looking at is like we are seeing it going further, but there is a possibility that this has completed already the 90 degrees. So will it go up? But again, there are some restrictions here. The directions are not very clear because the Ichimoku, the lead span, the baseline is above the conversion. So we might see a little pullback before it goes up. So let's see if it has a further move above the baseline, or does it have a move below. If it goes below, which I think is a possibility, if it can go below, and then finally if it gives away all the gains that it made from a 307.39, so that would take it to 306, and then it will take it to 360. So hopefully there's a big move coming in NASDAQ, and but this is the time when we want to be cautious and wait for proper signals to go for it. But however, if you're playing long term, we should be fine. Okay, but having said that, even playing long term is not a good idea right now because there are so many turbulent conditions happening around with Israel and Palestine on the war, and India having a horrid time with the COVID variant. And it makes sense to wait for a little time to see how the market reacts to the news. Okay, so definitely I would wait on this. So little bit on top of that, let's also look at some of the major stocks like Tesla. Tesla, if you look at last week, it did the first day close above the moving average 200, which is at 584. It closed at 589.74. But in today's market, pre-market, it is showing that it is going low. So we are not sure if it has an upward move. So I would wait for double day confirmation above the moving average 200, and if it goes there, but it has a possibility of going to 628. That is the range where the conversion is at 624 and moving average trend at 625. And 625 is a major resistance in terms of GAN square of 9. So be cautious on, I would be very cautious on Tesla and wait for proper signals before I enter this move. But if it gets there, there's a good possibility of a good day trade. Okay. Then the second thing I wanted to talk about is Apple. Apple is way inside the cloud, okay? So if you look at it, it has gone from a high of 137.07 and it has gone to a low of 122.25. But if you took the lead span B, it has crossed it and it has come back. But if you look at the good part about Apple, the cloud is becoming bullish starting from next week, that is the 17th, not this week, but the week. So the whole this theme has been for the whole May. The clouds are all getting bullish after the week of you know what I mean, after the week of May 17th. So if that is the case, then it is very cautious. Wait for this because it doesn't cross the baseline and it might be vacillating. And anytime it's in the cloud, you want to be very cautious to see, because that might be the place, especially if you're an options trader, that might dwindle your options premium. Okay, so just be careful with the Apple premium, guys. Definitely this has a move. It has a move to at least 140. So, but I would wait on it to see if it has a really big move, maybe next week. Okay. Now, the other thing which I wanted to talk about today is Open. Open is very bearish. If you look at the thing, the lagging span is below the below the price on the 26 plots, and it is below the conversion and everything. However, having said that, it is 2 day above the lowest price that it has formed, and it has also formed a 180-degree angle, and it can go from the high of 1344 to 1744, and the baseline is at 1805. It is very much possible, but it might need some time. But I'm not playing it, but there is a possibility that we can get there because this was one of the options order flow that was coming in on Friday. So we might see some move here, but not a very big move, guys. So we got to be very nimble and make this work. When I say nimble, I didn't mean to say, hey, this is going to go very quick and fast. It is possible, but you just have to be careful with the baseline resistance. There's a very low possibility that it might cross the baseline. Okay. So these are the 5 stocks that I wanted to talk about, and the couple of stocks. Oh, the one more thing I wanted to talk about is the FB, Facebook. The Facebook, if you look at it, the conversion is at 310.56 and the baseline is 313.92. So if you look at the low of 298 and 298.19, it went up by, it wants to go to 316. It already went to the 90-degree move. I still expect Facebook to go to 296, around that area, before it starts its proceeding up. So again, again I would be very cautious on this, because the lagging span is like just below the price. But the cloud is very bullish because I like this flat line uh, of lead span B, which might where the Facebook might rebound. Okay, so that is pretty much it, guys. So, and regarding the tech sector, I expect a big rebound, like stocks like Crowd. Crowd is very bearish because the cloud is like lead span B. But is it getting bullish is the question. Yes, it is getting bullish. If I look at it, no, it's not. So we don't know where we are heading to. But based on the current scenario, QQQ can get, the Nasdaq can get bullish next week. But having said that, not all tech stocks can get bullish. So we are definitely, as Tom Lee suggested, the epicenter stocks are really looking good. For example, some of the stocks that are looking good are MMM, sorry, MMM, and MMM is really looking good to go above. And there are some of the other stocks like what do you call that? And last week it was oil stocks that went up, but let's see how the oil stocks look now. For example, the ZOM stock. So ZOM stock, the oil, Exxon is like it is still bullish, but we got to see it has touched it if it is going to cross the 100 rupees fork and get into it. Okay, so definitely with the colonial pipeline, it has been moving up. So will it have a leg further is what we need to wait and see. But definitely I would wait for it to cross the conversion. I think that's all I have for you guys today, folks. Hey, hope you all have a marvelous Monday, and I'll catch you in the next episode.